Hello and welcome to Bavaria, the Tinto flavor, the time of the week where we have a look at all of the juicy little tidbits coming out for this game that we're also hyped about, Project Caesar. And of course, as you can see and as I've said, we're going to be looking at Bavaria. Now, the Bavarians actually start as the Holy Roman Emperor, Upper Bavaria specifically, and I imagine the flavor that we're going to get here isn't specifically for upper or lower, but just a general Bavarianness. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe there'll be something in here about being able to hold on to the emperorship, but probably not, because it seems like a lot of the flavor that we're getting so far has been purely and kind of strictly historical rather than any kind of old history stuff, which is, again, I kind of feel like a little bit of a shame, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's have a look and see what we have in Tinto Flavor number 7. Hello, welcome to one more week of Tinto Flavor, the Happy Fridays where we take a look at the flavorish content of the new super secret Project Caesar. Today we'll be looking at Bavaria, or to be more precise, the duchies of Upper and Lower Bavaria, as the Wittelsbach divided their lands amongst the different branches. In addition to these two, the Treaty of Pavia also established the lands of the electorate of the Palatinate of the Rhine, best known as the Palatinate, or, if you are a Mayo and Taxis aficionado, or speak German, Pfalzgrafschaft bei Rhein. Palatinate of the Rhine, Pfalzgrafschaft bei Rhein. Look, whenever I find like a kind of complicated word in a foreign language that is hard, and then I fucking nail it, it sticks with me, and I'll keep remembering it. Anyway. But anyway, the Palatinate to be ruled by a third Wittelsbach branch. So, let's have a look at some of our flavor. The heartland of the Holy Roman Empire endured the long period of the Great Interregnum, and looks to the next decades with worry in the face of advancing age of Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV von Wittelsbach. The families of von Wittelsbach, Luxembourg, and von Habsburg once more prepare for a competition for the imperial crown. While imperial authority south of the Alps is deteriorating, German merchants scramble to secure their trade routes into Italy, while Hanseatic League are enjoying their dominance over the region of northern Germany. Under the leadership of Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV von Wittelsbach, the Duchy of Upper Bavaria is at the height of its power, as he commands respect and authority among the imperial princes. While the Duchy of Lower Bavaria is ruled by Duke Heinrich XIV von Wittelsbach, his health is steadily declining due to his leprosy, and his expected early death could lead to a reunification of Bavaria. With strong relations among the von Wittelsbach rulers of Europe, Bavaria is ready to claim its right to the imperial crown and dominance over Central Europe against their rivals in Bohemia and Austria. Glorious, love the flavor text, and also, while I am no fan of this crown, also, shouldn't he be... This is not the Reichskrone, is it? This is the Reichskrone. Also, I never noticed the jank of the kids drawing on the side. This is the Reichskrone. This is the crown of the Holy Roman Emperor. That's not this. This is, honestly, an asset taken straight from CK3, it looks like. And also it's being put on the head of a man who looks suspiciously like the old, I've forgotten what his name is, but he was the project lead for CK3. I can't remember his name, though, so apologies for that. It might have been the one for Hoy, actually. No, I think it was CK3. Either way, you might have noticed that the courtroom is different from other European rulers we've shown previously. This is the throne of Charlemagne, part of the Palatine Chapel in Aachen, used in the coronation of Holy Roman Emperors. Thus, it's the one used by these rulers. We'd eventually keep adding some more unique art, such as the Imperial Crown. Okay, there we go. Fair enough. But as usual, please take the UI, 2D and 3D art as work in progress. Fair enough. So, the lands of Bavaria. The core lands of Bavaria divided among the Upper Bavaria and Lower Bavaria and the Palatinate. Palatinate, I guess, eventually expands further to the northwest as well, based on where they are in EU4, but that maybe has not happened just yet. Don't you love how Bavarians decided to split their lands into multiple polities? Oh yeah, just lovely. Just it's fantastic. Gives us more tanks to play. The position of the Wittelsbach is quite strong, as Emperor Ludwig's son, also named Ludwig, rules over the electorate of Brandenburg, thus making the dynasty control 2 out of the 7 imperial electorates effectively. Very nice, good for them. Isn't this like Saxony as well? I'm pretty sure this area is Saxony, or maybe this one here is Saxony, actually. But, yeah, I love seeing the Dynasty map in the HRE. It is very von fucked up. There is so many, and they're all von something or other. Von Hessens are stupid huge as well. The von Habsburgs, of course. Von Hohenlohe. At some point, or somewhere, we'll be able to see the von Hohenstaufens, and the, yeah, just a bunch of... And I'm forgetting what the... It wasn't Hohenstaufen, it was Hohenzollern that ended up over Brandenburg as well. Von Mecklenburg's there in the north as well. But, yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. I love that. Here you can see the lands controlled by the Wittelsbach dynasty, and also the two main rivals of the Imperial crown, the Luxembourg and Habsburg dynasties. Cool stuff. One of the main objectives for any of the branches of the Wittelsbach dynasty will be to unite these lands and then create or recreate the Kingdom of Bavaria, one of the formidable countries that we presented in last week's Tinto talks. Interesting! Bavaria actually has a flag that's... I was expecting just the, you know, blue and white chessboard pattern. I was not expecting a quadrant flags with, I don't know, the blue line of somebody or other. I wasn't expecting this, not gonna lie. So Bavaria is a tier 3 formable country. To form it, we need to own at least 18 of the following locations, and I'm not going to read them out. These ones. The once proud Duchy of Bavaria lies divided and weak. It must reunite its former territories and reclaim the glories of its past if we're to avoid being but a footnote in history. You may notice that we fixed the starting country of Bavaria and is now tier 3, which is the kingdom rank. Gotcha. Good to know. So, let's start today with the narrative content, namely events linked to the aforementioned dynastic issues. Early in the game, if the Duke of Lower Bavaria dies of his leprosy, leaving an underage ruler, you might receive this event. The Duke of Lower Bavaria, Dun Heinrich XIV von Wittelsbach, has died. While he was suffering from leprosy and his death comes as no surprise, our family is still in mourning and has to discuss what will happen with Lower Bavaria after his passing. Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV von Wittelsbach has been asked to act as the leading figure for the young heir, and we could use this to work towards a reunification of Bavaria, a long sought-after goal for Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV von Wittelsbach. I mean... Unless there's some real big issues, annexing it directly seems like a good idea. First option makes Lower Bavaria a vassal, the second directly annexes it, and the third leaves it as a duchy on its own. So, in this case, there's got to be some kind of negative to annexing it directly. If you select either the first or the second option, the follow-up event about the revision of the Treaty of Pavia may trigger. Well, and that was the one for the Palatinate. While the Dynastic Treaty signed in 1329 in Pavia did stabilize our dynastic relations, the position of the Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV von Wittelsbach has improved since then. We could now try to increase our authority over Palatine Rudolf II von Wittelsbach and the Rhine. This would brand us as an untrustworthy ally and a tyrannical leader of the Holy Roman Empire. Honoring the treaty would preserve our diplomatic standing and reputation and enable us to unify the branches of the von Wittelsbach dynasty peacefully in the future. We got more flavor text here. I love that this kind of thing is in the game. Big fan of this. The Treaty of Pavia in 1329 was the foundation of the separation of the House of Wittelsbach into the Bavarian and Palatine lines, which ruled over the Wittelsbacher territories respectively. In addition to the split between the two branches, the treaty also attempted to solve the question of the electorship. While the initial rule was an alternation of electorate between the Palatinate and the Duchy of Upper Bavaria, the role of the electorate was later confirmed to stay with the Palatinate of the Rhine. The treaty also included an agreement that either dynastic line would fall into the hands of another if the current ruler had no direct male heirs. So, honor the treaty or enforce the superiority on the Rhine. I promise the treaty is historical. It's not related to my vanity. I mean, this is Pavia, writing this. So I guess that is, yeah. I guess that's why they're saying it. But I mean, that was just assumed as much anyway. Either way. If we select the second option, this may happen. So the Rhine falls in our hands. With the death of the Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV, the von Wittelsbach dynasty of the Rhine has died out, and the throne stays unoccupied. Wait, Ludwig IV? What? But I thought that Ludwig was the Bavarian guy. It's Rudolf that is on the Palatinate. I guess this is what happens when you use the console to do things. Anyway, the dynasty of the Rhine has died out and the throne stays unoccupied. With the agreements made in the old Treaty of Pavia, we have a strong claim to the lands and could press them to a unification of the ancient von Wittelsbach lands into a single country. In the year of 1777, the Bavarian elector and Duke Maximilian III, Joseph, died without leaving a male heir to inherit his possessions. According to the Treaty of Pavia and several other dynastic treaties between Bavaria and the Palatinate, his titles now did fall into the hands of Karl IV, Theodore of the Palatine branch of the House of Wittelsbach. Although this sparked the Bavarian Succession War, a new state composed of the two previous electorates was born. This merged reunified electorate would eventually transition into the Kingdom of Bavaria. Good to know. So, yeah. Annex the Rhine. Interesting that is what the country's called. It's just called the Rhine. Annex the whole of the Rhine. That river, it's all Bavarian now. The Wittelsbach lands are reunited. We need to do some fixes for the dynamic localization of the Palatinate of the Rhine. Yeah, definitely. Should be the Palatinate here instead. So, you lead to this outcome where Bavaria is... Oh, okay, so there is land over here already. I guess this is land that the Palatinate may have... No, they have this in EU4. I don't recall. I haven't played Vanilla in a while. But yeah, I quite like the Bavarian color. I think it suits it. It's perfectly acceptable and all that. And maybe that it will be the flag when you do that. I don't know. You also get another event. You may decide to change your succession law at this moment. So, the Duchy of Bavaria is finally reunited after many years broken apart. The joy brought by the unity to the citizens of the new country has created an opportunity for Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV to seize the moment and change its most entrenched traditions. The time has come to proclaim a change in our succession law and ensure that the land of Bavaria will never be partitioned again. So you change your succession law to cognatic primogeniture. It's a more stable law. I think this is the one that allows the crown to pass through female hands. And then Ultima Genitor is the one that doesn't. I don't know, it's been a while since I played CK2. Besides the Wittelsbach dynastic troubles, other Bavarian dynastic historical events may be of interest, like the 8 questions on the power of the Pope. The famous Franciscan friar William Ockham, excommunicated by the Pope and under the protection of the Holy Roman Emperor, has written another treatise on political philosophy, casting doubt on the authority of the Pope. 8 questions on the power of the Pope. The spread of these ideas may create dissent and rebellion against the religious authorities. Yes, let's spread the ideas of William Ockham. He's an artist as well. Ockham's razor in action. Wait, is that literally where Ockham's razor comes from? Hold up. Yo, it actually was. William of Ockham, the 14th century English philosopher and theologian. Absolutely giga blessed. That's cool. I did not know that. That is... Look, I like learning things. This is fantastic. I will say, art-wise, UI-wise, model-wise, guy's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good. I can't deny it. He does look pretty good. Still doesn't really fit with the background, but as far as 3D models go, I mean, I feel like they are improving. They just are. Anyway, cool. William Ockham of Ockham's razor fame is in the game. Love that. We also have the Codex Bavarica. Also just an awesome name, okay. Inspired by the legal traditions of the neighboring regions, the Holy Roman Emperor has proposed the creation of a unified code of laws echoing previous efforts of Duke Rudolf der Stammler von Wittelsbach to strengthen ducal authority. This codification of Bavarian laws into the Codex Bavarica would enhance governance but risk alienating the nobility. Should we proceed with the monumental task of centralization? Let us craft the Codex Bavarica. That's just, it's cool. It's a cool sound. The word sounds good coming out. So the Codex Bavarica gives you progress to centralization. Estate satisfaction goes up, the nobles' satisfaction equilibrium goes up, and the expected cost of the court goes up. It's a policy of the legal code law. Alienate the nobility, but the nobles' estate satisfaction goes up. I mean, is that supposed to be that way? This doesn't fit with this text, in my opinion. The Codex Bavarica is a collection of old Bavarian legal code which codifies many common practices within Bavaria. It also sets and defines the role of the nobility in Bavaria's court and covers the administrative matters of the state. A new code of laws indeed. Very cool. It's an interesting set of events. If the player decides to build the Munich residence, a unique building will be constructed and also opening the option to get further expansions. So, the founding of the Munich residence. In the aftermath of city unrest, Holy Roman Emperor von Wittelsbach has ordered the construction of a new fortress at the edge of Munich, later on known as Neuweste of the Munich residence. While beginning as a fortification of the Munich residence will be used primarily as a seat of power and the Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig IV von Wittelsbach's court. I need to really, read ahead a little bit just to be, do I need to read it all, the whole title out every time? Probably not. It's kind of fun to do, though. So the event starts constructing the medieval Munich residence building. Costs 40 gold. Again, we have no idea. This is some things are like, oh, this is mad expensive, but you know what? It might be fine because it might not actually be that expensive because we don't know what the economy is like. And then some things are like mad cheap, and it's like, well, why wouldn't I? This is gonna be like, yeah, it's very confusing right now. I can't parse this economy yet. It's very difficult. Anyway, the medieval Munich residence is staffed by, I believe these are nobility, or are they burghers? I think they're burghers with a blue, if I remember rightly. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So we have monthly progress to aristocracy. The expected cost of the court goes down. Cultural tradition goes up. And it requires... This is new. I don't know what box means. What is box? This is tools. This is the new icon for tools. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer the old one, and I think it's just a little bit too loaded of a symbol to use a hammer and sickle. It's like, yeah, those are tools. This is not incorrect. Those are absolutely tools, but the old icon worked perfectly well. And I feel like it maybe should continue to be used. Where's the old icon? Is the old icon still in here? Maybe. Weaponry. Where's tools? Yeah. The old icon for tools was a hammer and anvil. I feel like that's just a better. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is just better than this. Also, box. No idea what box is. This marks the foundation of the Munich residence, the future seat of Bavarian rulers. Constructed as a stronghold to protect against rebellious subjects and rival factions, the building symbolizes the beginning of Bavarian power and authority centered in Munich. So we also have the Renaissance Munich residence, so you can upgrade it. That's really cool. I love that. Gives cultural tradition, more of it. It gives some max literacy as well. Production method, boxes, tools, glass, fine cloth, yep. Books, gold, and marble. And then the construction cost there as well. During the Renaissance, the Munich residence underwent significant expansion, showcasing the grandeur and cultural achievements of Bavaria. This architectural masterpiece added halls of art and sophistication, elevating the prestige of Munich as a cultural hub of the the Holy Roman Empire. We also have the Baroque Munich residence. Gives monthly research progress. Cool. More cultural tradition, more max literacy. Requires porcelain and ivory as well. And this is not I have some, therefore I'm going to use it just to build, but it requires it as upkeep as well, which is, this is just as part of the economy as everything else. Also, yeah, while this one's 50 gold to build, then it's 100, and now we're up to 500. construction cost there as well. The Baroque expansion of the Munich residence reflects the splendor of the Enlightenment era. Lavish gardens, grand halls, and intricate designs emphasize the artistic and political dominance of the Wittelsbach dynasty in Bavaria and beyond. Now, more of the structural content of Bavaria. German countries start with this privilege for the nobility coupled with their succession law. They have the right to inherit. Monthly progress to aristocracy. We've got some stability investment cost as well. The German nobility maintains the long-standing tradition of dividing the lands and titles of the father between all of the sons, ensuring the peace between the brothers and avoiding unnecessary wars. So, if you played CK, then this is Gavelkind. Or Gavelkind, I don't know. I think that's what we're getting here. Essentially, when your ruler dies, your land gets split up. I really need to know mechanically how that works, though. Because, like, if it is just lose half your country every time your ruler dies, that's, like, wild. Bavaria also has a policy that portrays its itinerant court. So that's before you get the Residenz. We have monthly progress through decentralization, move capital cost, minus 33%, nice. Rural parliaments, yes. It's a policy of the Royal Court Customs Law. To manage the sheer size of the state, the Royal Court is not bound to a single location. Instead, it migrates through the land and manages local administration on site. As the Holy Roman Emperor, Ludwig starts in possession of some unique works of art, like the Imperial regalia. We have the Coronation Gospel, which is a great piece of art, created in 799 in Aachen. This is basically when Charlemagne was crowned. The Coronation Gospel contains the entire Gospel written in gold and silver ink. We have found a typo, SMH. The text is illuminated by illustration of the evangelist. In the same way, Charlemagne, during the coronation ceremony, the emperor will place his hand on the Coronation Gospel and swear his oath. We also have St. Stephen's Purse. It's a magnum opus. Origin of Jerusalem. Upper Very owns it at the time. Containing earth of the Holy Land soaked with the blood of St. Stephen. This purse is an integral part of the imperial coronation. And then we have the Reichskrone, the imperial crown. Another magnum opus created in 960 in Cologne. Crafted from 8 golden plates decorated with various precious stones. The imperial crown has been used as a coronation crown since the days of Otto the First. And again, it is it's a pretty thing. That's a lie. It's not that pretty. It's gaudy and ugly. I'm not gonna lie. Especially the child's drawing on the side is very funny. Yeah. And we also have the Imperial Orb. The Imperial Orb of the Holy Roman Empire displays the Emperor's divine mandate as the highest monarch of Western Europe. We also start with local works of art like the Marienkapelle. It's an average work of art. SMH. The Marienkapelle is a Romanesque church built in Munich that acts as the burial place for the von Wittelsbach dynasty since Holy Roman Emperor Ludwig I von Wittelsbach decided so. And that may be expanded via an event. Our courtier George is here. The old Marienkapelle on the northwest side of the city, built beside the old city walls, has served as a loved parish church for the people of the city and provided a burial place for the Münchner von Wittelsbach for centuries. Nonetheless, an era architect, oh my god, I can't believe it. He is such an era, called George von Halspach, has proposed a grandiose plan for a new cathedral made out of red brick and crowned by 2 massive towers that will be visible from any point in the city. Build the marvel. The era marvel. I'm surprised that wasn't caught and like a little bit of text here saying, oh yeah, don't mind it, we're going to fix it. But anyway, 82 ducats to build, gain prestige, gaining estate satisfaction. Quite a bit, actually. Very nice. Finally, some Bavarian advances covering the age of traditions to the age of revolutions. So, Bavarian dukedom gives you some monthly legitimacy. We have been granted the title of Duke of Bavaria by the Emperor himself, and by embellishing ourselves as the true protectors of the Bavarian Duchy, we will ensure our legitimacy cannot be questioned. The Dreams of Unification, war score cost minus 10%. That seems like a really strong one, actually. The Bavarian people and their culture once were ruled by the Kingdom of Bavaria under one banner. We should aim to establish a state equally strong and ensure a home for the Bavarian people. 1. Faith for Bavaria. Pop conversion speed plus 10%. We must ensure the faith of our people stays united and will not be split by heretical thoughts. The Bavarian purity law, it gives you some cultural influence. The quality of our beer has been recognized for centuries, but to reach true fame, we need to ensure its prestigious status for all eternity. Several rulers of the past tried to instate some regulations on the brewing of this wonderful substance, and we could use this fact as a sigil of quality for our breweries. However, the favorite of Pavia is this one, Skilled Brewers. It unlocks the Bavarian brewery's production method. Our lands are rich in the materials required to brew beer, and our people readily exploit this fact. Many of these small breweries could grow into successful businesses with the right support. And it unlocks the production method. Bavarian breweries uses those materials to make beer, and you compare with the other PMs for breweries. So this is the top one. Yeah. Compared to the other ones, sure, I guess it's just using a different type of grain. Wait. It's just strictly worse. It's just strictly worse than this one. Oh no, it's strictly better. This is the Bavarian brewery. It's strictly better. It's strictly better than the top one. Okay, fair enough. Building cost of that, building and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Workshop where grains or fruits can be transformed into delicious and intoxicating drinks enjoyed by all the classes. And that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week we'll be traveling back to the Mediterranean shores, to the lands of Morocco. Very cool, very interesting. Looking forward to that. All right, what do we think of Bavaria? What do we think of Bavaria? I like it. I like it. I mean, every time we're going to a country, I'm like, yeah, I want to play this now. Bavaria is not a country that I've played a terribly large amount of. I think the last time I played Bavaria was in the Parabellum like competition thing. I played as Bavaria in that to do some challenges streamed by Paradox's thingamabob, whatever. But I failed pretty hard at that, unfortunately. So it is what it is. It wasn't Parabellum. It was the thing that was called before that. I can't remember what it was called, though. But yeah, I played Bavaria recently. It didn't go well. I maybe should try it again. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to trying it out. Especially considering you can quickly get yourself into a really good position having all this land, especially having your exclaves far away, which doesn't matter because in the Holy Roman Empire, all of the control that usually this would be like a death sentence for these kinds of areas. In the Holy Roman Empire, control can pass through other Holy Roman Empire states that are not you. So this is perfectly fine. I mean, I guess it's still pretty far away from your capital, so you're going to have to build something over here to facilitate that issue. But either way, I think that's really cool. I'd like to know what you guys think, though. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below where they go. Which of the Bavarias are you looking forward to playing the most? Is it going to be Upper Bavaria? Is it going to be the Palatinate? I mean, I don't think many people are going to be super interested in playing Lower Bavaria, starting as a leprosy-infected old dude that, well, he's not actually that old, just dies of leprosy. And then your land just gets yanked away by an event that the Bavarian AI can take. Is not exactly a vibe that I'm looking forward to, but yeah, interesting stuff. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.